Alright, next up, Stink Drinker. It's a strange name and a very, very ugly troll. Look how ugly this guy is. Anyway, he's going up against Dungeon Master Vicious, opening up with a Death Grip, actually. Wants him very, very close at the moment. Now he's going to want to be careful about that. Doesn't want to be too close at all. Getting in there does take a couple of swings, dropping him down to 40% health before that wears off. Ooh, down to 15%. Needs to do something to stay alive. Looked like he actually popped a potion there, perhaps? I thought I saw him going through the potion animation. Could have been making that up. Either way, he is getting the hurt put on him. Vicious, meanwhile, still up at 66%. And just not falling very rapidly here. Second Naughty Secrets has been cast on Stink Drinker, and now Heated Pokers is active. So this could be very, very painful for Stink Drinker if he's not careful. There's a nice parry and a dodge in there. Very nice. Does manage to get a little stroke of luck in the midst of that, which will keep him from taking a whole bunch of extra damage. However, he now has 3 stacks of Naughty Secrets. He's taking an additional 450% shadow damage. So as time goes on, that Naughty Secrets cast will be dealing more and more and more damage. Here comes another one. That actually hit him for 70k, which is a bit less than I was expecting, really. Must have had some sort of cooldown active in the process. Here comes another Heated Pokers. Dungeon Master Vicious down at 14% already. Stink Drinker has plenty of time. He just needs to make sure to stay alive. Getting dangerously low now. Down to 2% health. Needs to do something to heal himself. Does pop off some sort of heal there. Looks like a blood tap or something. Another Naughty Secrets cast, but he will survive through that one as well. Just needs to finish him off. There we go. Down goes Dungeon Master Vicious. Stink Drinker able to survive despite taking a whole lot of Naughty Secrets casts. Fire X. I have no idea how to even begin pronouncing that. Fire. Anyway, he's going up against Disruptron. Going up against Disruptron. See how well he's able to do here. Doing well so far, dodging things effectively. Managing to keep from taking damage as well. Well ahead of the DPS timer. This is actually looking fairly promising here for X. Just needs to keep that damage up. Oh, getting caught in a corner. Very nice use of Demonic Circle there to port himself out of the corner. Getting himself trapped, but no thank you, sir. Out of the way. Ooh, does take a big hit there from the laser, it looks like. And now Dark Bargain is active. And that is going to start ticking on him here very, very soon. There it goes. Dark Bargain finishes on him and finishes him off, basically. Fire X has fallen. Was doing incredibly well there, but just not able to keep it up. That's what she said.
Wonderful.
That was the wrong sound file. But okay. Alright, Xodus, once again, who is apparently an alt of one of our Holy Paladins. Going up against Gordo. There's the charge, does not move out of the way in time. Whoopsie. That is the end of poor Xodus.
Bloody.
Alright, next up we got Biff Steak. Biff Steak going up against Bruce. Alright, here we go. Let's see if Biff Steak can avoid becoming a tasty morsel for Mr. Bruce himself. There's the chomp going off, and oh, he actually took a clip from that, down to 5% health, and finished off. Bruce finishes off Biff Steak. That was a tasty morsel there for the Bruce.
Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater. Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater.
Next up, Can't Drinks returns once again. Can take another shot here at Millie Watt. She's standing in that for a little bit longer than necessary. Millie Watt, by the way, almost 1,200 wins, 1,192 wins. Only 490 losses to compare to that. Here comes the Mega Fantastic Discombobby Morphinator. Does jump into the Electric Dynamite just in time as that finishes casting. Doing alright so far. There is the touch of karma going off. Gonna go ahead and actually not standing in the electric dynamite while that's up, which to me seems not optimal. Has now worn off. Could have possibly put a little bit of extra damage in on her from the touch of karma. Here comes another Mega Fantastic Discombobby Morphinator. Oh, you got right on the edge of it there, but did not actually get in it all the way, which meant that the Polymorph wandered him away from the electric dynamite, and Can't Drinks goes down yet again, having a little bit of trouble with that fight.
My goodness.
Alright, Mux yet again. This time going up against Epicus Maximus. See how he's able to do here. Starts off by heading off over to the corner here. Like you do. Uh-oh. What was that? Oh, never mind. That was just the dude that spawns in at the start. I thought for a second that Disruptron had entered as well, but that is not the case. Either way, Mux is putting the hurt on Epicus Maximus right now. There comes the Blue Crush. He'll be able to outrange that, no problem. And wow, Epicus already at 58% health with 1 minute and 20 left on the timer. Plenty of time. Mux just needs to be careful here to avoid the bits of pure rock and roll flying around the room at the moment. As soon as that Destructo Laser goes off, there he goes. Now that that is out, he's going to head off to the other side of the room here. Elemental Shaman, of course, relatively decent, or very good, I should say, actually, at DPS on the move. So now, with that Blue Crush going off again, he's just going to be able to sit back over here and continue laying on the deeps. Now, Epicus already at 35% health, 48 seconds remaining on the timer. Looking very, very promising here for Mux. He just needs to keep this going. Taking a couple of clips there from the pure rock and roll. Actually taking a lot of damage now, down to 50% health. He's going to be able to move out of here, though. Needs to find himself a safe place. Does use his Goblin Rocket Jump to get a little bit of extra distance there. And now he's just going to start laying in that damage yet again. Here comes the Blue Crush. Epicus now down to about to hit 20% health with 20 seconds remaining on the timer. The time is going to be close here, but I think he can do it. I think he does have the time he needs. He has now kited Epicus into the corner. The fires spawn from this side of the room, so we will have a little bit of extra time once those fires actually spawn into place. Only 12% now on Epicus Maximus. The Destructo Laser is out. He's going to move over to the other side of the room. The fires will be spawning in just a second. They are now sweeping across the room. 5% health on Epicus Maximus. 3%. 2%. This is going to be so close. 1%. Down goes Epicus, but Mux died as well. I don't know if he got credit for that, because if you die too shortly after killing the boss, you do not get credit. So we're going to have to find out if he actually got credit. It's going to be really, really close. He did kill Epicus Maximus, but he died to the Enrage immediately after. I'm being told that you always get credit for rank 8s if the boss dies. So from the sounds of things, I guess just on rank 8. Yes, it does. He did, in fact, get that kill. Congratulations, Mux, on your Epicus Maximus kill. Alright, meanwhile, over here, we got Flux immediately dying to Zenchar. Alright. Next up, Vardrex. Also going up against Disruptron, who's starting his army cast quite a bit late there, unfortunately. And they've apparently decided they're going to kill this thing in the corner. All right, well, good work, Army. You keep that up. Here comes the static charge. It's going to finish casting. Does stun him in place, and here comes the laser beam. Goodbye, sir. Down he goes. All right. D-Phantom. We'll be going up against Millhouse to see how he's able to do here. We've seen a lot of Millhouse over the last couple of days. Lots of people get stuck on him just waiting for the right RNG. And that is not it. That is the worst possible crystal spawn. Well, we'll see what he's able to do here. He is a paladin, so... Why? Why would you pop your cooldowns that early? No, you don't want to pop your cooldowns at 10 stacks. Oh, dear. Well, That is very unfortunate for D Phantom. Ret Paladins actually have one of the easier times on this fight because of the massive amounts of burst damage they're able to put out once they pop all their cooldowns, but not if you pop them all when you're at no stacks. Anyway. Well, we'll see what he's able to do here regardless. He's gotten some pretty horrible spawns so far, to be honest. Not really the greatest. And actually now he's killed off all of the active crystals. A couple more will spawn in, but will he lose his stacks? Yes, he will. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be the end of poor D Phantom. That is a lot of brothers. Cold Fist is in there somewhere, and he'll be going up against Millhouse. That is a lot of brothers. Here comes the first Power Crystal spawn. Could be a pretty decent one for him. We'll have to see if he's able to soak both of those beams. Yes, he is. All right, so we have a good first spawn. Why is my backpack open? Never mind, it's closed now. Let's see how this goes. Another Power Crystal spawn. Not a great one, but he will be able to absorb all three of these for a moment, which will help him build those up a little bit faster. Does decide to just kill this one off to the side over here, no problem. Now already at 67 stacks and climbing rapidly. Not a great third spawn either, unfortunately for him. So he's going to kill off that one to the side. I feel like he may be wasting a little bit of DPS killing those. That's stuff that could be hitting the boss instead. Doesn't need to worry about them too much. Millhouse has no stacks at the moment, so it's really not that big of a deal. He has just now, though, hit 100 stacks, so the spawns don't matter anymore, as all it really matters is he needs to put out as much damage as possible, and he needs to keep Millhouse from eventually getting to full stacks, which Millhouse is only at 13 right now. It doesn't even look like that's possible right now. But with 40 seconds remaining, Millhouse at 53%. And Millhouse's stack is actually starting to kind of climb a little bit, but it should not be an issue just yet. I don't know that there's even time left for Millhouse to actually get the full stacks if he wanted to. 37%, 36%. It looks possible, but it's going to be close. He's doing as much damage as he can. At 20 seconds remaining, the fires are starting to heat up below the arena floor. 29% falling. There's the touch of Karma for just a little bit of extra damage there. But time is running out quite rapidly. Millhouse's stacks have been reset. He does not need to worry about Millhouse finishing off his stacks. He just needs to do the remaining 14% of his health. But here come the fires. And down goes Cold Fist. A very, very good try there, but unfortunately just not quite enough damage to take him down in time.
Toasty.
Alright, who we got next? Cataclysmic is somewhere in the arena. Going up against Dippy. Maybe. Maybe eventually. There we go. Now finally deciding to come out of stealth and come over here and attack Dippy. Did corner Dippy right away, which is a bit dangerous. There he goes, popping off the Ghost Iron Dragonling. And Killing Spree as well. Here you bastard. Come here. There you go. Slippery little rogues. For those wondering, the abilities Mirror Image and... ooh, never mind. There goes a pet Cataclysmic. Corner Dippy. And just was not able to knock him back anymore. So down he goes. Alright, Can't Drink's up next. Taking another shot here at Millie Watt. Really, really, really needs to be paying close attention to her cast bar. And as soon as she starts casting the Mega Fantastic Discombobby Morphinator, or whatever it's called. The name is actually too long to fit up in here, and I still just don't have any idea what the full name of that is. But as soon as she starts casting that, he needs to go stand in the Electric Dynamite. There's the cast coming off. Needs to get in. The Electric Dynamite does get over there in time, and it will be interrupted. Just barely managing to make it into that thing in time. Nice stun going off there, keeping her from doing much more damage. Another Electric Dynamite. He will be able to fit himself in that little crack right there. The very, very slight crevice, as it were. But now, still just standing there he goes, getting out of there. If only monks had some sort of ability that allows them to move distances in a hurry, that would be fantastic. And here comes another Mega Fantastic Discombobby Morphinator. He will once again move in time, but he spends too much time in the Electric Dynamite. He was too low on health going into it, needed to keep himself healed up a little bit better, and down goes Can't Drinks yet again.
Brutal.
Alright, next up, Kaibo. Going up against Millhouse Manastorm yet again. See what Millhouse is able to do here. It does not look like a very promising first spawn. Does not look like he'll be able to absorb both of those, no. So that is unfortunate here for Kaibo. Second spawn, however, he will be able to soak both of those, no problem. So we'll see if that's just what he needs. If with that good second spawn, he can turn this around. Especially if he gets a good third spawn. This could be very, very promising for him. That is a good third spawn. All right, we are off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. Kaibo should have a chance to finish this off. I'm not sure what his gear is like, but with those couple of spawns as a Fury Warrior, he should be able to make this happen. On top of that, Millhouse's stacks have been reset, so he does not care if Millhouse is soaking a beam at this point. He just needs to pop off as much damage as possible. That is a big, big warrior, ladies and gentlemen. Doing as much damage as he can, and starting to catch up as well. 37 seconds remaining on Millhouse's 35 and 35 at the moment, and he is starting to gain on him. He just needs a little bit more damage output to be able to pull this off. I think he might be able to do it here. There's Recklessness to avoid Retaliation to avoid taking extra damage. Notices he's getting low on health. Millhouse now at 23% health. Of course, he is a warrior as well. He does have an Execute phase. In fact, that's what the Execute phase is named after. So we'll see if he's able to... he's got to stay alive, though. 6% health. Needs to just stay alive for just a little bit longer. Millhouse is actually about to hit 100 stacks, so here comes the Doomcast with 3% health remaining. Oh, no. Both of them died at the same time. I'm going to need somebody to get me a double check on that one and see if that actually counted. Boss Basil Flange says, keep them coming, Kaibo. So I think that means he actually got credit for it. That was a double KO, ladies and gentlemen, at the exact same instant. Both Kaibo and Millhouse Manastorm went down. Excel coming up next, going against the Dark Summoner. This is a rank 7 fight, one of the more challenging ones in there, especially for melee DPS, but it can be very challenging for ranged as well. Does annihilate that ghost in record time, and now turning his attention over here to the Dark Summoner, doing as much damage as he can. A new ghost has been summoned. It's in the center of the room. Excel will be able to just keep his beam focused on that while doing damage, and should actually be able to finish that off there. And there he goes. Down goes that ghost, which will once again make the Dark Summoner vulnerable. He's having to be very, very cautious here, though. Just sort of kiting around, dotting up the ghosts when they come out so that they just slowly die over time, and putting as much damage back into the Dark Summoner as he can. This ghost just a little bit close for comfort. Looks like he may decide to just go ahead and burn that one down. Looks like indeed he does just burn that ghost down, turning his attentions back to the Dark Summoner over here. Another one coming in from his right. Will just sort of reposition himself a little bit, continuing to lay damage into the Dark Summoner. Dark Summoner actually only at 48% health, though, so this is starting to look a bit iffy here for Excel. Needs to be putting in more and more and more damage, and there now he needs to finish off that ghost because the Dark Summoner is immune to damage. There he goes. Does finish that ghost off, starting to put some damage in on this other one over here as well. Dark Summoner at 36% health with only 30 seconds remaining. He really needs to be focusing as much damage into the Dark Summoner as he can right now. He's behind on the DPS timer. There he goes, spending more time DPSing the Ghost, which unfortunately, even if they die, he may not be able. He's actually getting cornered now here, too. That Ghost coming in on him. He needs to focus as much damage as he can into the Dark Summoner right now because he is about to run out of time. The Dark Summoner is at 3% health, and no, down goes Excel. The Dark Summoner only had 121,000 hit points remaining at the end of that. Very, very unfortunate. All right. Cold Fist. Up against Millhouse again. Actually got a little bit too close, so he took a whole bunch of damage right at the start from the knockback. We'll see how Cold Fist can do against Millhouse. Been seeing so much Millhouse the last couple of days. First set of Power Crystals. I'm not sure if he can absorb both of those. I think he probably can. He got a little bit too close there, but he may be able to. Yes, it looks like he can actually absorb both of these. Excellent. So, very good first spawn for him here. He just needs a good second spawn to go with it. Second or third spawn, and he should be fine. There's a second spawn. Oh, that's a beautiful second spawn. He's actually going to be able to absorb 4 beams here momentarily. Look at that. Look at the stacks flying up here on Cold Fist. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Cold Fist needs to capitalize on this. This is beautiful for him here. He is already at 90 stacks almost. This spawn doesn't even matter. He's going to be at 100 stacks before he even finished spawning in. He's at 100 now already with a minute remaining on the DPS timer. Beautiful spawns there for him. This is, like I said, amazing RNG. I see Flux in guild chat right now saying, I hate this guy so much. He's just running around the arena. He doesn't even care. He's like, I got 100 stacks. Nobody else matters right now. Millhouse only at 28. If Cold Fist does not kill Millhouse here, then there's no reason left to live. If he's not able to kill Millhouse with those spawns, that is the best possible spawns you could ever hope for. He needs to avoid dying. He's actually getting relatively low on health, and he's going to need to start thinking about killing some of these crystals so that Millhouse does not get to max stacks. He's only got 17 seconds left to live, though. 20% health remaining on Millhouse. Millhouse about to hit full stacks. He really, really desperately needs to finish him off before this Doomcast goes out. And no, does not get the kill. Allowed Millhouse to get too many stacks from the Power Crystals. Oh. Ouch. Ouch.
Brutal.
I don't even know what to say after that. Alright, well, Longfingers is going to fight Gordo. I have no words. Well, Longfingers time. Oh my god. Cold Fist, how could you do this? How could you let this happen? Oh, God, I can't recover. How am I supposed to commentate anything after that? Alright. This is... And now this music is playing. What is going on? Someone used their... I don't remember the name of that. It's like the Locket or something. Sylvanas' whatever it is. Music box. And now we're hearing that during Brawler's Guild. Oh. Well, Ryu Sarah's doing alright against Dungeon Master Vicious so far. %19 now on Dungeon Master Vicious. Does have him rooted off to the side. Should be able to finish this off using an Evocation. Naughty Secrets will cast, but Evocation cast will finish, which will also heal her. So this should be a victory here for Ryu Sarah momentarily. And there he goes. Down goes Dungeon Master Vicious, and Ryu Sarah is victorious. For some reason, he's staring down Ragadeshi at the moment. I really want to call him Ribadurchi, but that's not who we're watching right now. We're watching Kaibo face off against Epicus Maximus. Hopping around as much as he can, avoiding that Destructo Laser. There's the Blue Crush. Does interrupt the Blue Crush in time. Got a little bit of a spray off there, but not too bad. Just wipe that off. Just, you sort of sweep it under the rug a little bit. Doesn't matter. Nothing was ever here. Nobody cares. Doing good damage against Epicus at the moment. Just needs to keep that up. Needs to avoid dying. Just a couple clips from the pure rock and roll. Avoiding the Destructo Laser, though. Immediately after this, there's the Blue Crush Cast. Does interrupt that one yet again. A little bit of spooge flies around the room, but that's nothing Kaibo can't handle. He's been there before. He knows how that goes. And it's looking like he is just barely in line with the DPS timer here. Destructo Laser coming after him. Nice use of Heroic Leap there. Looked like he might have almost taken a couple hits there. There's the Blue Crush. Yet again, he does interrupt at that time. No spooge this time for Epicus Maximus. Giving him some blue balls over here. But now with 15 seconds remaining, Epicus still at 22% health. This could get very, very close very, very quickly. And he's at the side of the room where the fires will spawn, so he's got a little bit less time than he would have had otherwise. There's a Destructo Laser coming across, chasing him down. 13% still to go on Epicus Maximus. Here come the fires. 11%, 10%, and down goes Kaibo at the last second there. Epicus with only 9% health remaining. He was so close, but just not able to finish that off in time.
Toasty.
All right. Well, here he is, everybody. Going up against Millhouse Mana Storm. We'll see what he can do here. That is not a fortunate first spawn here. See what sort of spawn he can get on this next one. He may be able to soak both of those. He might be able to. He's going to sit in those two for just a second, which is a good choice. And oh, he actually just killed off the other one. So he's not even going to try and soak that second one. That's a decent third spawn, though. You should be able to soak that one along with the remainder of this crystal that he's already in. Needs to slide a little bit to the right. There he goes. Now soaking all three of those. Millhouse's stacks have been reset, so he may actually be able to pull this off here. We're going to have to see if he can put out the damage that he needs to. Has now hit 100 stacks. Only 40 seconds remaining on the DPS timer, but he's now popping his cooldown. Locks have pretty good burst, even as Affliction, so we'll see if he can put out the damage he needs to here. Millhouse's health is dropping quite rapidly, but there's only 25 seconds remaining. In just a minute here, he will be, his cooldowns have now fallen off. And with 15 seconds left to live, this is going to be very, very close here for him. 10 seconds now remaining. Going to be running out of time here very, very soon. Will want to consider running over to the side. He's going to refresh his stacks, which is very, very good, but he's going to want to consider running over to the other side of the arena. Oh, but there's the Doomcast. He's got Dark Bargain up. 3% remaining, 2%, 1%, and no! 432,000 health was all that was remaining for Millhouse Mana Storm. Even though he had the Dark Bargain up, he managed to live a little bit longer. Just was not able to finish off that remaining 0.9% of Millhouse's health in time. Oh no. That is very, very unfortunate. Well, thanks, everybody, so much for watching. That will be the last match that I commentate for the evening. We will play the evening out with some Zista versus Epicus Maximus over here. Remember, every single Sunday and Monday night, I live cast these here on my Twitch TV channel. You can check them out there. You can also check out highlight reels of previous evenings on my my esports channel, which is youtube.com/devilmorphs. This is already dead. That was fast. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching tonight. You can also follow me on Twitter or Facebook. That is right down there. You can check that out. That actually looks kind of pornographic, that thing I just drew on the screen. I apologize for that. Anyway, thanks again so much, guys. I will see y'all later.